you've been watching my channel, you know that I have some mental health issues. And I'm cool with talking about it. So when we were deciding to get together and hang out, Tim was like, why don't we do a mental health talk? And I was like, yeah, because that's sort of my thing. So we're going to do that.
It's hot in here.
And Katelynn's going to throw us off track.
I'm sorry.
So I found this mental health tag online, and we're just going to go through it. Do you have a mental health issue yourself? And if so, what is it?
I have anxiety, but I have very good medication, which is why you never see that on camera or in life at all. Because I think it just chills me way the fuck out. I also have really bad migraines. I don't think that's counted as mental health problems, but it affects me a lot.
It affects your brain, which is
Yeah.
a mental thing. I don't know if I have any mental problems of my own. I definitely think that this past year has made any potential thing I have more prominent. Currently seeing counseling. But yeah, it could most possibly definitely be a double whammy of anxiety and depression. Woo!
That's like the most common one.
Yeah.
I am lucky enough that I do not, but my mom does, and it's possible.
You got good neurotransmitters.
Yeah.
I have super ultra anxiety, depression, agoraphobia, possible ADD.
I also know.
Yeah. Same.
And
I don't. Red road up that.
Is that a squirrel?
and I used to deal with self-harm, but that's gotten better. Do you have medication and or therapy, and does it work for you?
Yes, I do have medication. I learned recently that my medication is not it's not, the top purpose is not to treat anxiety, it's to treat depression. And I was like, well, that's weird. So I looked further into it, and it's apparently its other use is for anxiety. So I was like, even if I had depression, I already have a medication for it. So, but yeah, it works really well. And I've been taking it since high school. So they just had to up the dosage a couple times. No counseling, but I should probably do that at some point. I feel like everyone needs counseling, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
if you have a mental health issue or not.
Yeah,
it's
just
helpful.
Just go talk to someone who's not who is objective to your life.
Yeah.
It actually releases a lot of tension.
Especially, throughout the years, you're going to acquire a bunch of friends, and everyone has issues of their own, personal, external, internal. There comes a point where your voice box of problems, and yeah, you're going to need at least once in your life or a few times someone objective to just dump all those problems out.
And it's their job to listen.
They're paid professionally to listen. They will listen to you, and it's nice. I've only gone to counseling a few times. I'm not on any medication for anything, but they can help you figure out if you should take that route or if that's an option that you would like to take. Yeah, definitely all for counseling, I'd say.
Yeah. I'll let you know the people who go into counseling. I'm going into counseling. I'm going to get my master's in counseling. And those people tend to just enjoy listening to people. So, they do it because they like doing it, not just because you get money for it, but not a ton for just counseling. So, they're in it because they want to help people. Definitely. You can just sit here and be supportive.
Yeah.
I'm here, yeah.
She's the friend.
I'm moral support.
I've been in a lot of medication through the years. And it has helped. And it has harmed. It depends on how you are at the moment. It changes a lot. I've been on so many different medications and it changes all the time. Thankfully I'm only down to one main medication now, which is really helpful.
So, this is, guys, my kind of question adding to that. When you go through so many different kinds of medications, what is something that's mainly changing that's causing you to switch? Is it does the body pretty much just grow accustomed to a dosage and you have to either up it or just change you know, you take, or what happens?
Yeah, that happens a lot. One of the main problems for me was I kept getting too acclimated to the dosage of Xanax I was taking, and I would start taking. I was at the max dose I could possibly take, and then I got to the point where, because my body was taking in all that, and it was so accustomed to it, it started having adverse reactions to it. I started getting headaches. I was shaky all the time. So I eventually got off of that. So it's just what works for you. Because sometimes some will cause bad side effects. Sometimes they'll not be great with other medication you're taking. Sometimes your brain will just change, and a medication you've been taking for a while will just work better for everything you've got going on, which is what happened to me. So
Nice.
Yeah, I had to up my dosage coming into college just because there was like a lot of changes that went on. And just kind of stayed at that dosage just because of the load that got put on me in college. And I mean, it's not a huge dosage. It only went up like 5 milligrams or something. But it like helped to like, because I moved from home. I mean, only like 15 minutes, but anyways, moved from home, and then you got classes that you have to take care of yourself, and then you have to set your own schedule, and it's just like a lot to take care of. And like, I needed to up it in order to keep all my anxiety down.
And I've also been in and out of counseling and therapy for a few years now. And I had a brief stint in a psychiatric hospital. Wouldn't recommend the psychiatric hospital for everyone, but I would recommend counseling for everyone, just to help you know yourself better and kind of just know how your mind works.
Yeah.
Well, I would say also like medication. I know a lot of people, they think that medication takes like forever to work, like at least a month or so, or like 2 months to like kick in. But if you have serious problems and you like want to get medicated, it actually only takes like a week to kick in if you take it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Do your family and friends know about the issues you have?
Yeah, I'd say most do, or at least know that there are problems existing. But I think when it comes down to it, when a problem, like real serious problem comes up, there can be a tendency, I think, sometimes for people to just be like, oh, this is something you can just get over. Right? Like, you're perfectly fine. Just buck up, get over whatever problem you're dealing with, and it'll be fine. That, I mean, that's not going to be what everyone thinks, but it can be hard when certain loved ones, like parents or relatives, just, you know, try to skirt it underneath the rug and be like, yeah, it's not really an issue. If someone has, like, something mentally, I don't know, unsettling that they've got going in their lives, it's like, no, I can't. So that can be frustrating, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My immediate family knows about it, and like they help me out with it, because like my mom has the same issues, and she's like, well, you totally got this for me, sorry, because she has like anxiety and stuff. But my dad doesn't have any issues. My sister has just severe ADHD. But like my grandparents, like my grandma knows, but my grandpa is like, you just aren't praying enough. And I'm like, yes, I'm sorry. But that's, like, I have this weird thing where I tap my foot a lot, and when I go to, or bite my nails, and when I go to his house, he's always like, what are you so worried about? Why are you tapping your foot? And I'm like, it's just a weird thing that I do that it makes me feel safe. It's not, sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it, but he like points it out and makes me feel bad for it. And I'm just like, come on, dude.
Yeah. With like the most basic stuff, pretty much, I try and keep that pretty open so like everyone knows, just because I don't want it to be, I've got hair in my mouth.
To lose.
Damn it, to lose.
Oh.
He got super cute there for a second, just like,
I was like, to lose, and he goes,
But yeah, I just don't want to stigmatize it any further. And then like the big stuff I only tell like my immediate family and really close friends. But it can be hard sometimes if someone you're close to doesn't really understand or get it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know my dad all the time. If I have, like, the slightest, like, sort of, like, mood change at all, he's like, go take your medication. You should be on higher dosage. And I was like, that's not how it works.
It's just a mood.
It's like, no. So, but it can be a better opportunity to get them to learn about
Educate.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does this affect your work and daily living?
Yeah. Yes.
This is life.
Yeah, I would say definitely before I had the medication, I was a basket case. I remember if I made plans with someone, like, I would text them up until the time they got there, making sure that the plans are still going to happen. Because I was, like, so worried that the plans were going to change, and I was not okay with change at all. But, like, thankfully my medication works really well, and so now if they, like, throw a hitch in the plans, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's fine. Whatever, I'll just go watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something, like, by myself.
Yeah, especially with my cocktail of problems, like, everything is a crisis. Everything. So, it's just a matter of having to deal with it and having the right
friends.
having good
Yeah.
friends and the right way to treat it.
Yeah. I think the anxiety attacks are probably the worst thing that I've dealt with.
I had when I was driving one time in high school. That was fun.
Well, like, especially since, like, they just take such random forms. Like, it can be, you know, bouts of crying. It could be, you know, just, I don't know, not being able to move. Or, yeah, just being so silent, like, frozen. Like, it's finding ways to cope through that is what can be hard. Whether it's finding changes in body temperature. I found one time I was just so worked up because I have, well, even right now, just so many things to do before graduation. So,
You got 2 days.
right? Just get
This
through.
is a stressful.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Get through everything. But no, you know, like recently there was a time where I was freaking out a little bit, didn't know what to do. Breathing was like through the roof, so I was like, all right, I need something cold. So laid down, found some tile in the bathroom. But like I mean, there's ways you can find immediate comfort, but first thing first, definitely reach out to friends.
So, what makes you feel calm? What calms you down?
Well, yeah, cold temperatures really help.
If I have my dog around, he always helps. Or the
Cats
cat
are great.
at the apartment, he always helps. Also just turning on something that I like to watch and focusing on that instead of, like, the stuff that's stressing me out,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of counterproductive, but, like,
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah, that's what I do. Or, like, watch a movie that I've seen a million times.
Familiarity really helps. Listening to, like, just music I've had saved on my phone and probably listen to the songs, like, over and over. That kind of helps a lot. I don't know, there's just so many coping mechanisms that just help you deal with a lot of stress in your life. Because I feel like a lot of the problems, I mean, I'm assuming that you guys even go through, like, a lot of it's stress.
Oh, yeah. There's this class. It's called Occupational Health Psychology, and literally have you taken that class? Okay. The point of the class is that stress is bad. Let's learn all the ways stress is horrible, and then you get homework about stress, and then you stress about the homework about stress, and how stress is stressing you out. And stress is bad for you, so you try not to stress as much, and then you stress that you're stressing too much. It's terrible. It's like a big vicious circle.
Then everyone's hair is stock white by the next class.
You're like, I stress too much. I'm gonna die an early death because my heart's gonna atrophy and like.
But I will say animals definitely help, because as you're telling me this, I've probably been normally, the Toulouse is really soft. So yeah, definitely have an animal around.
Yeah. Toulouse is my emotional support animal. I'm registered with my school as an ESA.
Or you're his emotional support human.
That too. We help each other out.
He gets too stressed being around Hallie. He's like, I can't do this anymore.
Clearly, because he poops in front of my door all the time.
A little present.
Yeah.
You just can let loose around
He
you.
does get mad.
It also distraction helps. Watching something,
Mm-hmm.
reading, just getting out of the moment. Another thing I found that also helps a lot is just talking your problems out. Like, whenever I'm like really in a crisis, I call my mom. I just talk things through with her, and just like having someone to like hear all the stuff that's going on and just saying it'll be okay is great. And I found a website that I'll put in the description. That's great for when you don't have someone around you can just like vent to. It's called Emotional Baggage Check, and it's completely anonymous. You just write out all your problems and you send it off to someone, and someone else can read it, see what you've got going on, send you some advice, and they also send you a song that you can listen to
That's cool.
deal with
Oh,
problems.
wow.
And I really like this.
That's cool.
It's probably my favorite website. I love it.
What do you do to feel calm, Hallie?
Well, I was like, you're allowed to feel calm.
I'm.
You're always have to be stressed out.
I do stress out a lot. I play a lot of games on my phone all the time. I'm actually always addicted to one. Just one normally.
Ooh.
So I have like 5 games on my phone that rotate. I do watch. I watch Phineas and Ferb before bed, and that normally like gets rid of the day. Watching TV shows, friends and family. My nephew calms me down. He also stresses me out, but he calms me down.
Children
a lot.
will do that.
Children, yeah, they're both calming at the same time. You're like, oh. So it's just kind of mixed bag with that one, but yeah.
So what are some common misconceptions about your mental illness or just mental illness in general that you notice?
I think it's common misconception with anxiety is that it's the same thing as stress. Or it's like kind of seen the same way as stress or perceived the same way as stress. It's like, oh, you just need to, do some more of this or like go do some yoga or something, which can help, I guess, but like it's definitely different because anxiety is like it's like a step above stress, I guess. And so you have to deal with it a little differently, and people just kind of don't see that, or they think you're just making it up in order to like get attention or like postpone doing something. And you're like, no, it's not true.
It also happens a lot with anxiety. When I first had like my big, huge bout of depression, back in high school, I couldn't keep like any food down for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
I lost so much weight, and I was just constantly throwing up. It was like the worst month of my life.
Yeah, I hate throwing up.
What advice would you give others suffering?
Seek help.
Yeah, or at least talk to your family about it.
Don't go through it alone.
Yeah.
Do not.
That's the
Some
worst.
Do not just try and brush it off and say, "Oh, I'm probably just overreacting." Tell someone.
Other people go through it too.
Definitely.
So if you think you're alone, at least like, I don't know, YouTube your symptoms, and other people probably have videos
Yeah.
of them talking about
Just
it.
have
The same
I
thing.
say have a +1 rule. At least tell one good person about it. All right, it's always good to have
That's
at
like
least 1 or 2
that's
people.
like a good rule with anything in your life. If you
Yeah.
think like you're not normal with something, just be like, oh hey, when you go to the bathroom, do you also like do this? Or like
Yeah, it is a good rule. Always have a friend or a family member that you
Because
can go to.
odds are there are so many people on this earth that if you go to someone like your friend and you say something that's really, really weird, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I do that too. And you're going to be like, okay, it's not as weird as I thought it was.
Mhm.
This other random person in this world also does the same thing. Or not does random stuff, but like also feels the same.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
But yeah, making sure that there's someone else there that you can share what you're going through with. And yeah, that's
Even if it's like a reliable high school teacher or
it does not have to be
college
family.
professor.
It could be
Yeah.
counseling teacher.
Friends, parents, sometimes.
Coworker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've known people who've
Boss,
gone-
maybe if you like your boss.
I'm really close
Yeah.
with my boss.
If you're close with your boss,
bosses.
yeah. Another thing I would say is no matter what you're going through, no matter what kind of problems you have, just always try to remember that you are important
Mhm.
and you matter. And that no matter how selfish you may feel, you've got to put yourself first. No matter what.
And not just with mental health, like just in life in general.
You can't just always be giving to other people and not caring about yourself.
Yeah.
I just wanted to quote The Help.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The mantra from The Help.
You is
You
kind,
you
is
is
smart,
you
is
is important.
Just say that to yourself
Say it
over and over.
And don't you forget.
Write it on your
Mhm.
wall.
Yeah. Write it on a sticky note, stick it on your forehead.
And then
At
eat
night.
my shit.
Whoa, no.
Whoa.
No, sorry.
And finally, do you have a song suggestion for people?
Just like to make them happy?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm really liking right now Polaroid by Imagine Dragons.
Oh, it's a good one.
I recently listened to this one song. It was
Also, Imagine Dragons just released a new song called Thunder.
Yeah, I listened to it today.
Highly recommend that
That's
as
good.
well. I'm on an Imagine Dragons kick.
I am just like Spotify, radio, just whatever comes up. But
Paramore also released a new song
oh, they have.
called Hard Times, which I feel like is relevant.
Yeah.
And it's a very good song. I highly recommend that one.
I recommend "Humbug Mountain Song" by Fruit Bats. It's
Oh, yes.
yeah,
The
very,
Fruit Bats.
yes, the Fruit Bats. It's quite the random song, but it is a good head thumping beat. Yeah, a lot of banjo in it. No, not a lot, but like
It's
some
a
banjo.
mountain song.
Yeah.
Of course there's banjo.
Mhm.
Oh gosh. I mean, one of mine, actually, It's Time. I imagine this is a good one. Or if you just like feel like you need to cry and then feel better, like anything from Adele.
Oh, you know, you want
Also,
to.
On Top of the World from
On Top of
Imagine
the World,
Dragons
that's
is good.
great. The
They just have
whole
a really good
Imagine
album.
Dragons, all of it.
Night Vision album is just really good.
Mhm. It is, actually.
There's one song that I have loved for many years now that simultaneously makes me happy and it's very good at calming me down. It's called Sparrow by Scattered Trees. And I will also put a link to that in the description because that song, everyone should hear that song. It's such a good song.
I have a good song.
Ready to-
I Hope You Dance by Leanne Wiener.
Oh, that's a
Oh, that's
sad
sad.
song. What's wrong
It's a
with
good
you?
song.
No.
It helps.
Wow,
It helped me.
song makes me cry.
Well, sometimes you need to do that.
This new one song makes me cry. "You" by Ida Maria.
I don't know who these people are.
Okay, well it's either Ida or Ida. I can't remember what country she's from, but she's not from the United States. But I listened to her for years. Like I listened to her all like since middle school. So basically, like my Paramore. But no, she's good. It was good. New single. I cried for days when it came out. It was good.
But I hope this helps whoever needs it. And I hope you have a good life. No matter what. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I think I just like saluted.
Oh my gosh. I did that in the last one.
I'm sorry.